Welcome to another installment of 5-Minute Licks with Leon. I'm Leon, and we're going to get straight into our 5-minute lick. This one encompasses two bends that I'm very fond of, and this is very much inspired by one of my favorite guitar players ever, Trower. In turn, this might give you a little bit of a Hendrix vibe or a Frank Marino vibe. Two of my other favorite players, of course, who doesn't like Jimi Hendrix, and Frank Marino, so underrated. We'll get straight into it and then I'll put it into context for you. This is the core idea. What we're going to be doing is we are using the A blues scale and we're starting on fret 9 of the G string, which is the note E. That is the 5th degree of the scale. And if you're in the habit of always starting your solos with a whole tone bend, try get this in your repertoire, because what we're going to do is take that note E and we're going to bend it by a tone and a half, the equivalent of 3 frets. So we're going to take this E and turn it into a G. I'll show you E, then G, then I'll bend it. And don't worry too much about being super accurate, because if you put a nice wide vibrato on it, no one's going to notice if you're a little bit flat or a little bit sharp. Just go for it. The thing that we can build on top of that is we can then go back down to that 5th and we can run down the blues scale like this. And we can use that at the start of any kind of stock pentatonic or blues phrase that we like. The second component to this would be the ending to this lick. So the idea with this lick is you do that at the start, and then we're going to do this other thing at the end. You can do whatever you want in the middle. It would be this. We're actually going to grab the G note on the 8th fret of the B string and bend that by a tone to A, your kind of stock standard thing. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of roll our ring finger over to the G string, get the flat 5, and then the 4 and the 3. So that's fret 8, 7, and 5. We get this. Kind of the... I won't say sloppy, but like the stankier and stickier you can make that lick, the better, because you can put them together and get this. Then you've got a really cool way to start the lick, a non-typical bend. You've got that tone and a half bend in there, and you can do a typical pentatonic phrase. I would recommend starting with something simple like this. And then you've got the ending. And again, we're kind of leaning into something that a lot of people probably struggle with, which is like, hey, when I bend the B string, I always collide with the G string and it makes a funny noise. Let's use that funny noise to our advantage in this case, and you get that really cool Trower, Hendrix, Frank Marino thing. Everybody else who's ever tried to imitate that style like me. The whole point of this, as I said earlier, is you can do whatever you want in the middle. This gives you a really cool way to start and a really convincing way to finish. On that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those two little phrases into context over a little backing track. If you like this backing track, it is available on my Patreon, which is linked in the video description. There's a bunch of other backing tracks and transcriptions to things like ragdoll songs. If you want to support the channel, check it out. If not, you can just throw this lick into your own playing. Check it out. Thanks so much for watching.